For decades, one of the most debated topics among car enthusiasts and everyday drivers has been the difference between automatic and manual transmissions. People have strong opinions, often based on personal preference, nostalgia, or the type of driving they do. Some argue that manual transmissions offer better control and performance, while others swear by the convenience and ease of automatic cars. But beyond personal taste, what are the real differences between these two types of transmissions? How do they work, and how do they affect performance, efficiency, and the overall driving experience? To truly understand, we need to dive into the engineering, mechanics, and practical implications of both systems, and why modern advancements are changing the way we think about them. Let's start with the basics. A manual transmission, often called a stick shift, is a system where the driver manually selects the gear ratio using a clutch pedal and gear lever. The clutch connects and disconnects the engine from the transmission, allowing the driver to change gears by engaging or disengaging power to the wheels. This setup requires timing, coordination, and an understanding of the vehicle's speed and engine RPM to operate efficiently. Because the driver has complete control over gear selection, manual transmissions can offer a more engaging and connected driving experience. They are often praised for the sense of control they provide, especially in sporty cars or challenging driving conditions like steep hills or snowy roads. Automatic transmissions, by contrast, do not require the driver to manually change gears. Traditional automatics use a torque converter and planetary gear sets to automatically adjust gear ratios based on speed, load, and throttle input. The result is a vehicle that accelerates and decelerates smoothly without the driver ever touching a clutch or gear lever. This makes automatic cars particularly convenient for city driving, heavy traffic, or anyone who prefers a more relaxed driving experience. Over the years, automatic transmissions have become increasingly efficient, with modern systems offering smooth gear changes, adaptive learning, and even manual shift modes for more control when desired. One of the most noticeable differences between manual and automatic transmissions is fuel efficiency, though the gap has narrowed significantly in recent years. In the past, manual transmissions were generally more fuel efficient because they allowed drivers to operate the engine in its optimal range, reducing fuel consumption. Automatic transmissions used to be less efficient due to energy loss in the torque converter. However, advances such as electronically controlled automatic transmissions, dual clutch systems, and continuously variable transmissions have reversed this trend. Today, many modern automatics match or even exceed the fuel efficiency of manual cars, particularly in stop and go traffic, where automatics can optimize gear selection better than most drivers. Performance is another area where differences become clear. Manuals can provide quicker acceleration in the hands of a skilled driver because the driver can control when to shift, keep the engine in its power band, and avoid unnecessary power loss. This is one reason sports cars traditionally offered manual transmissions. However, modern automatics, especially dual clutch transmissions, can shift faster than a human ever could, often resulting in better acceleration times for automatic models. The advantage of manuals today lies more in the driving experience and control, rather than outright speed. Driving a manual car can be more engaging, providing feedback through the clutch, gear lever, and engine response that many enthusiasts enjoy. The learning curve is also a practical consideration. Manual transmissions require skill and practice to operate efficiently, particularly in traffic or on hills. Beginners often struggle with clutch control, stalling, or finding the right gear at the right time. Automatics, by contrast, are nearly foolproof, allowing anyone to drive comfortably without worrying about gear selection. This accessibility is one reason automatics dominate sales in many markets, particularly in the United States, where the majority of new cars sold are automatic. Manuals remain more popular in parts of Europe, Asia, and among enthusiasts, but their market share has declined steadily over the last 2 decades. Maintenance is another factor that differs between the two systems. Manual transmissions are generally simpler mechanically, with fewer components that can fail. Clutches do wear out and eventually need replacement, especially if the driver is inexperienced or aggressive, but beyond that, manuals tend to be robust and less costly to maintain. Automatic transmissions, on the other hand, are more complex, with hydraulic systems, torque converters, and sophisticated electronic controls. Repairs can be more expensive, and regular maintenance, such as fluid changes, is critical to ensure longevity. However, modern automatic transmissions are increasingly reliable, and most can last hundreds of thousands of miles if properly maintained. Driving conditions also play a significant role in the choice between manual and automatic. In urban environments with frequent stops and traffic lights, automatics clearly shine. The ability to accelerate and decelerate without worrying about a clutch pedal reduces fatigue and stress, particularly during long commutes. In rural or mountainous regions, manuals can offer better control on steep inclines or uneven terrain, as the driver can select the exact gear needed to maintain traction or control engine braking. Certain off-road vehicles and trucks still favor manual transmissions for their predictability and mechanical simplicity in challenging conditions. Cost is another practical difference. Historically, manual cars have been cheaper to buy than automatics, both due to simpler construction and market demand. However, as automatic transmissions have become more common, the pricing gap has narrowed. In some cases, high-end automatic systems, especially dual clutch or advanced CVTs, can actually be more expensive than manual equivalents. Additionally, insurance costs may vary slightly depending on transmission type and the associated risk profile, though this is generally minimal compared to purchase price and fuel costs. Hybrid and electric vehicles are changing the discussion entirely. Many hybrids use CVTs, which are technically automatic and eliminate the traditional concept of multiple fixed gears. Electric vehicles often have a single-speed transmission because electric motors provide instant torque across a wide speed range. This effectively renders the manual vs automatic debate less relevant for the future of mobility. The focus is shifting from driver control over gears to efficiency, responsiveness, and seamless integration with electronic systems. In this context, traditional manuals may become a niche segment, primarily for enthusiasts who enjoy the tactile engagement of shifting gears. The psychological aspect of driving also cannot be ignored. Manual transmissions create a sense of engagement and connection with the vehicle. Drivers feel they are in control, responding directly to the car's behavior and conditions. This is why manual sports cars and performance vehicles remain popular among driving enthusiasts. Automatics, by contrast, emphasize convenience, consistency, and comfort. The driver can focus on the road, navigation, and safety without worrying about gear selection. Both experiences have value, but they cater to different priorities and personalities. From a technological standpoint, automatic transmissions have become increasingly advanced, incorporating features like adaptive learning, predictive gear shifting, and integration with driver assistance systems. These systems can anticipate traffic, road conditions, and driver behavior to optimize gear selection for fuel efficiency and smoothness. Some automatics even simulate manual shifts with paddle shifters or virtual gears, giving the driver a sense of control without the traditional clutch pedal. Manuals, while mechanically simpler, cannot replicate this level of adaptive intelligence, relying entirely on the driver's skill and intuition. Environmental considerations are also worth mentioning. Automatics, particularly in hybrids and EVs, can optimize power delivery for maximum efficiency, reducing fuel consumption and emissions. While manuals allow experienced drivers to achieve good efficiency, most drivers cannot consistently operate a manual car in the optimal range. Automatic systems remove human error, ensuring that energy is used efficiently under a wide variety of conditions. This makes automatics more practical for reducing the environmental impact of daily driving, even though manuals remain viable in the hands of skilled drivers. The decision is no longer simply about speed or nostalgia. It's about efficiency, comfort, safety, and adaptability in a world where cars are evolving faster than ever. Automatic or manual, the future of driving will continue to build on these principles, making vehicles smarter, more efficient, and more enjoyable to operate. Understanding the difference allows drivers to appreciate not just the mechanics of their car, but the engineering decisions and technological advancements that make modern driving safer, smoother, and more accessible than ever before. By weighing the pros and cons of each system, considering your own needs and driving environment, and keeping an eye on emerging technology, you can make the choice that suits you best and truly understand why these two systems exist in the first place.